Deep, deep, deep. What are our orders?
Our orders are to proceed to Alpha Proxima, sir.
Right. Should be here. Are there no ships to fight this time? What does Spock have to say?
We are out of sensor range, Captain. I suggest we orbit the asteroid.
Fair enough, Spock. Another awesome looking planet.
Entering standard orbit.
Now what do you have to say
A
for
sensor
yourself?
scan of psi reveals surface features consistent with damage left by a nuclear attack. It would seem to have been a target during Proxima's war.
Psi rained fury down on the planet and then leapt on a dance of victory. A missile base, Captain?
It would seem to make sense.
Captain, I just monitored
love
a
good
narrow
mystery.
beam message from site to Proxima 3. I don't have it all. I just caught a bit of the initial burst. I'm attempting a translation, but it appears to be a computer code.
Any response from the planet?
The Prox strikes will not have the equipment necessary to understand and reply to that code for another 25.6 years at their present rate of development.
That's a pretty accurate estimate for such a thing. Spock's a good science officer.
Still translating, Captain.
Alright. Here's the thing, when you go down onto this planet, you can't use the Enterprise computer. But in order to get the information you need to beat this mission, you need the Enterprise computer. But it's kind of hard to know all the information that you enter in. I know, like, there's this race called, like, the Lucers.
Lucers. One of the two ancient cultures
And
of
this is
Proxima.
significant.
See Sox. The Lucers believed that a man who made the most of his ability was a god. Their individualism put themselves at odds with the communitarianism of the Sox. The Lucers
The
used base
Sox
3.
and the
Their
Lucers.
organization was based on units of 3,
Units
making
of
up
three, making
sets of 99.
I mean,
The
I happen to
number
remember the
99
door codes
was
on the
known to
planet,
have
but
religious
if I didn't
importance
know
to
it
them.
and I beamed down to the planet, I'd be kind of screwed.
Sophs, one of the two ancient races of Buckstrike. They lived in a highly advanced culture.
It's a cool
that
background
valued the
story to this
community
mission,
ahead of
though.
the individual, which put them in conflict with the Lucers. The Sophs used base 4 in their mathematics, and their organization was based on units of 4 to make up sets of 100.
To make up sets of 100? But I think this is a Luker place we're heading down to, isn't it? What is Proxtree?
Proxtrike, the third planet in the Alpha Proxima system. This class M planet is widely habitable except for zones of extreme radioactivity on the southern continent. About 1,000 years ago, the two dominant political systems, the Lucers and the Sophs, engaged in a nuclear war that resulted in the deaths of 3/4 of the world's population through direct or collateral damage.
So we're going down to the moon where there is a missile base, and the planet that this thing orbits is the one that was heavily bombarded during the war. So the planet we'll see from the moon was nuked and only like a fourth of the population survived. Alright. Well, let's head down to the planet. So you'd have to take really good notes before even going down here because,
Spock, come with me.
well, that's just the
Scott,
whole problem with this
you have the
mission.
top.
I don't think it was very well designed because by the time you get down there, there's no way to know that you really need that information to get into these doors.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr.
I
Scott,
love the ambient sounds down here, though.
we didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the
Why
main
would you,
transporter
Kirk?
program. Mr.
I
Kyle
love
is
you.
loading them back up and we're performing tests.
My foot
The
is up.
transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
If there's one thing you should know about Star Trek, it's that technology fails most when the plot needs it to.
This is the planet Proxtrate, currently 600,000 kilometers from this moon.
So this moon was inhabited once. Check out these Easter
These
Island
stones
things.
look like faces.
These stones resemble those on Earth, on Easter Island.
Yeah,
Stone
what's up with
monoliths
that?
of faces are a common artistic expression in evolving cultures.
Like the faces on Vandu too. Even the animal face
Still,
art
those
of the
look
Orion
exactly like the
post-decadence movement
faces
is
on
similar.
Easter
I never
Island.
realized the Orions ever got past decadence. They hadn't the last time I was there.
I love the wind down here. It's like,
There are many rocks here.
I think I can pick up some rocks.
You retrieve a rock.
Just one? And so the big puzzle here is to get these blast doors open. We're trying to shut down the nuclear
Captain,
thing.
I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan. Do what you can, Mr. Scott.
Aye, I will, Captain.
Ah, well, that's just
I may
great.
yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your #1 priority.
That it is, Captain.
Watch these four guys just kind of stand around like they'll all kind of move a bunch and then stand still. Red shirt's a little behind, or maybe he was ahead, and they all do it. Okay. Let's make Spock scan the door.
The door still appears to be in operating condition. This appears to be a dust-covered lens of some sort.
Of some sort.
There is power running to the keypad.
Okay. So had we used a lot of the information from the computer about the softs and the Lucers, we would have found out. I can't remember to this day how I got the code, but I remember a lot of the codes from this game. This one should
Spock,
be...
see what you can do with that log.
I think Spock will even explain how we deduced it if you enter it correctly. Now what's up with my numlock key?
Ah, that worked. I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucas Base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99.
Yeah, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did, Spock. I mean, back in the day when I was
Report,
playing
Scotty.
this,
How's
you
this
just didn't
going?
have the internet to look this sort of stuff up, so I sat there trying to figure it out forever.
Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who
Mr.
found it.
Kyle.
We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Mr. Kyle was from the original series. He also appears in
If we had a
Star
doctor
Trek
as
2,
good with computers as
possibly
you
Star
are
Trek
with
6. I could be way
patients,
wrong
we'd be
about
having a
that.
lot
I know he's
fewer
in the Wrath of Khan
problems.
though.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura.
I'm missing all
Kirk
this
out.
delightful banter. I apologize. So let's just make everyone
We
talk.
appear to be in some type of security lock. No defensive systems are apparent here, but considering
I
the
haven't
size
gotten
of the
this
door,
far. I
they
think it would have
probably
been
don't
more
need
fun
them.
if I played these missions as horribly as possible and tried to get the
This place
lowest
does
grade
seem to
possible.
provide protection against cosmic.
I
So I'm
don't see
kind
why they
of
bothered
tired of
putting
trying
an
to score
atmosphere
highest
here,
on these
Captain.
missions.
There
I
hasn't
should have
even
just been
bacteria
as
here in
rude to everyone as I
centuries,
could have
let
been
alone
and
humanoids.
get as many red shirts killed as I could.
The Lucas did not seem to have a problem with security.
My tricorder is picking up large supplies of frozen oxygen, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide beneath the surface, enough to last many centuries.
At least we won't have to worry about suffocating.
Well, they're gone now, but the aliens surely plan to be here a long time. And this technology looks like all the other technology we've seen in the game. Is this where we enter the next code?
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Psi. This base has
Cool
been
code name.
operational for the past week. It has completed one successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag
22
about.
over 100.
Doctor, in base
See,
3,
then you're supposed to think of the
22
softs
divided by
use of
100
4-base
is
mathematics, and you
equivalent
get
to
like
8 out of 9, or
122. I can't remember
88%.
like
I would
what
think that quite
arithmetic I did to
satisfactory,
come up with
given
that number,
this
but
base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational
I'm actually
forces
interested in
generated
everything
by
they're saying
Proxy
right
and
here.
the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the
Curse
chances
your
that we
Prime
can decode the
Directive.
transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary
See, everything
or
we're
decimal,
doing is violating the Prime
1.327
Directive.
million
And that's kind of the thing, like, so
provided
to
the
bombard the
archaeological
moon with our
studies
weapons
about
and
Lucre's
destroy it,
languages are correct.
we'd violate the
Our
Prime
other option
Directive,
is to
but
get into this base and
by
see if we
doing
can bring
anything
the
at all
computers
down on
down.
this moon, it seems we're violating the Prime Directive. But okay, that's interesting. So the Softs lived on the planet. The Lucres set up this nuclear base, nuclear missile launch base on the moon as a diplomatic weapon against the Softs. But then the Softs infiltrated this base, killed all the Lucres, but then the base detected the intrusion and launched missiles at the Softs. The Softs managed to barely survive, and the base was dormant, but now that the Softs have begun developing their society again, and they're now starting to send radio wave transmissions, that's kind of reactivated this moon base. So the way I see it, to leave and not do anything would be to adhere to the Prime Directive, but we're going to try to save them. Pretty interesting stuff.
Fascinating. If the Federation language studies were correct, the ideograph for the word Scythe in the Lucres language is the 17th symbol in their alphabet that corresponds with 122 in base 3.
I don't recall that's how I came up with that number, but okay. Whoa. Those are actually like some of the hardest puzzles in the game.
For the computer virus.
Well done, Uhura.
I modified Control C to exclusively attack the Lucre virus. They annihilated each other, Captain.
Fascinating, Lieutenant.
The Klingons aren't going to be happy to learn that they helped us. How about the phasers and tractor beams?
I forgot the
If we get
Klingons
the
were even
tractor
involved
beams
in this in
online
any way.
time, Captain, I'm afraid even the backup phaser transmission codes were affected. We could destroy some missiles manually, but if this complex decides to launch more than 10 missiles at a time...
Understood. The ball is in our court. We'll give it our best shot. Kirk out.
Yes. Can I go this way? Alright, so we're gonna try and shut this place down without launching any missiles.
The door open. This door appears to be very solid.
No more entering codes for us.
My fingers are too large to fit into the slot.
We gotta make a card of
We
some
must find
kind.
a way to bypass its lock system.
Let's make sure we're not missing anything else in here. Or even the first room. I know I picked up a rock from outside, which was something I needed. But let me see if there's anything here that I can look at. Like all the stuff on the ground. No, not really. Alright, let's go back out. So hopefully whatever we need, we can find it in this next room.
Can't say I like the decor.
The Lucres did not leave
Wow, they
behind many
reused the room
examples
from
of
that
their
Romulan
architecture.
base.
I can see why.
Interesting. Alright, we're gonna...
A closed box sits on the floor.
Well, let's open that box. Kirk, you do it. Should have made the red shirt do it. No telling what's in this box. What's in it?
This box contains old wire and connectors.
Could always use some old wire and connectors. What do they look like? Fascinating.
Triphosphate silver in its raw form.
Those rocks were pure triphosphate silver? Maybe we need to
This is a laser drill control
synthesize them. I bet we gotta turn on... I'm remembering this quite well now, actually. Yeah. We're gonna literally use this drill to make a... What did that do? Maybe if I put the rock there and blast it. No? Maybe I gotta scan some more stuff, learn about it.
The drill is unremarkable, except its aiming component is corroded and frozen in place.
Is there anything else in here? We just seem to have the drill.
Unlike the surface rocks, the ore here is unremarkable.
I just remember that it's this drill thing, that's how we make our card with, but I don't really remember what we did. It's,
These are display...
No, dang it.
Captain, nothing can be gained by...
Maybe if I do on the panel. Let's do 100.
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation.
Oh. What about setting 1? Well, we're not getting anywhere with that. Is there anything else in here I'm missing? There's not a lot to work with, really.
James T. Kirk, captain of the USS Enterprise.
James Tiberius Kirk.
You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing of note. This is a laser... These are display panels for the laser...
So we need to study the panels, I think, themselves.
These are display
These are display panels for the laser drill. They are still functional.
Okay, but how do I enter the...
These are display...
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
What if I shoot the
Jimmy
thing?
should relax a little more.
Star Trek these days, the solution is just to shoot everything. Maybe I should communicate to the Enterprise.
Nothing new to report, Captain.
Oh, that's just great. Well, let's make sure I'm not missing anything.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
I think we need this wire in the next room that we'll go into, so... I could bash it with some rocks.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Well, I'm running out of ideas. We need to give the laser thing coordinates, but how do we do that? Maybe I should scan stuff more.
This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphate silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. Captain, with the 3K AG content of the surface rocks and the tricorder scan of the pattern inside the lock, I believe the laser drill can...
See, Spock's your go-to guy for everything. I mean, if it's medical, it's pretty obvious you gotta use Bones, but for everything else, you just keep using Spock. So, I think now... Can I put the rock there now? No. But I think we can make Spock use the drill now.
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates.
Oh, really? Still? Well, I thought that... Do I gotta use the tricorder on it?
I used the key
Oh, okay, there we go.
Scanned from the lock to program the drill. It should now be able to make a template of the key card.
Yeah, make a template. Template for a new resume. Can we put the rock there yet? No. But I bet we can use the drill now at that high setting. Cool effect. So that makes the template.
The laser drill has cut a template for the keycard in the stone.
Let's create a new document using this rock lined with triphosphate silver. I love these graphics. How can you not love these graphics? Oh, I think we don't want to do this too high though. Let's just do it at 10, otherwise you melt the rocks. Sweet. Looks like a bar of gold. It's hot. He's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. My feet are cold.
A duplicate of the pass card you made from triphosphate silver.
Well, it ain't gold, but it's silver. Triphosphate silver. So that's our access card to get into the missile control room. See, this is... We've done some very explicit things here. How could this not be interfering with the Prime Directive? I'm sure a lot of Star Trek fans have this conversation
the brain of Psi. There are
about
two identical but isolated computers.
when
that
are you really
communicate with a
violating the
third,
Prime
which
Directive, and have
controls the
they
launch
not
of
done it so
missiles.
much already? Wow, look at all these missiles here. We gotta shut this down. So here's why we got our cable for. We're gonna link these two computers together. I just happen to remember that. You'll figure it out eventually if you just scan them. Right? I better save it in case I accidentally nuke the planet. Okay, let's put Spock on one computer.
Welcome to Side Operations Center.
Cool, computer-y voice.
Estimated time to optimum launch range is 1.54 hours. Adjusted.
The launched missiles will run out of fuel before they reach Proxtree. They will drift into the sun and burn up.
That's good, but was that going to happen anyway, or did we cause that to
How are the
happen?
transporters, Scotty?
They're operational again, Captain. They're ready
Well,
to
your
bring
mission's
you
over,
back
so
at
the
any time.
transporters work again.
Bring us home.
That's great. See, this is the one mission where we really needed the transporters, because if I didn't have the information from the Enterprise computer, I would have had to beam up just to use the Enterprise computer.
Message from
I don't know how good I did on this mission.
We have read your report
78?
on the
There must have been something else I totally
evaluating
missed.
performance at 78%. You and your crew received 2 commendation points.
Not happy with that.
Well done, Captain.
I would have rather
Keep up
done
the
very,
good
very
work.
poorly or
I
really,
believe
really
that Earth
good. I
came so
didn't want to
close
do
to
just
break us up.
average.
Vulcans too. Both in the end looked into the abyss and came
Maybe
to the
we
only
should have
logical conclusion.
fired some missiles at the Klingons in the process or something. I don't know.
Sometimes it is harder and braver to make peace rather than war.
Oh,
Sounds like emotion had its part to play in a positive
well, that's
sense,
okay.
too.
The
I
softs
don't know
will
about you, but
survive.
I'd like to bid an emotional goodbye to Alpha Proxima myself.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Singh.
Please take us out of orbit. I have no idea what I could have done to do that mission better. I guess I should have looked around, scanned more things. Maybe I would have had some options or something.
Vengeance.
Weak. I think this is the last mission, you
Captain's
guys.
log. We are arriving at the last known position of the USS
Yeah,
Republic.
it is.
It's reported that it was under attack 12 hours ago.
Captain, the ship's sensors have picked up what appears to be a starship. Minimal life support, minimal engine power.
This
and
mission has
only
a really
2
tough
life
battle
flights,
at the
one
end,
on the
though.
bridge, the other in sector.
You gotta fight a
Both appear to
Constitution
be
class
gravely
ship
injured.
plus 2
It
Alassi
is
pirate
irreparable.
ships. This part's cool though. Check this out. Oh, that planet's actually looking pretty good right there. Wow, someone took a bite out
come
of the
with me.
saucer
Mr. Scott,
section of that
You have
Enterprise.
the car.
I'm sorry, not the Enterprise. That is the USS Constitution, if I'm not mistaken.
Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24. Wait until we get back. No sense giving Starfleet incomplete information. If anyone else arrives, beam us aboard and raise shields and send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24.
I'm gonna
Wait
do
until we
option
get back.
2
No
because I
sense-
want to be discreet. I haven't had a chance to save it yet, but well, someone has wrecked this
My
ship
God,
good.
Jim, what kind of butcher would do something like this?
I don't know, Bones. We're too far from the
This actually
Klingon
looks
and
pretty
Romulan
cozy in
borders
here. I
for it
like
to be
all
one
the
of those
lighting.
ships.
Enterprise to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here. What is it, Scott?
We picked up a distress signal. It appears a trading vessel is having a wee bit of trouble with their warp drive.
Oh, I'm sorry, not the Constitution. It's the USS Republic.
It's a mess, Scotty. Life support's functioning, but that's about it.
I've done a primary scan of the Republic's systems. Main and auxiliary power is out. Life support is stable. I also read...
This is going to be probably the longest away mission, but it's our final one too. You got to do all kinds of repairs to this ship, and I think the Enterprise has to bail on us at one point.
Assist the trade ship and return here. If we need assistance, we'll contact.
See, I think they're trying to lure the Enterprise away with the false distress signal, but what do I know?
Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Jim, don't forget. There's another survivor on board. We've got to find him.
Alright. Well, we got our work cut out for us. Just look at this place. So let's take a break. When we get back, we're gonna try to salvage what we can of the USS Republic and find the lone survivor. So I'll see you guys soon.